Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening, ma'am. So, good evening, students. Can you hear us? Are we audible, visible to you?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
Yes,
evening,
ma'am. Good
ma'am.
evening.
Good evening. So, we are at 20 participants and it's 7:02. Ma'am, shall we begin at 7:05 or shall we begin right away?
I think we can wait for one more minute because I can see their students are still joining.
Okay, ma'am. So, let's just wait for a couple more minutes.
Yeah, they're joining. So there's a lot of disturbance from my side, so I'll be muting myself in between, ma'am.
No issues, ma'am. Just unmute yourself when you need to contribute anything.
Yeah.
And otherwise, these are application based sessions. So it will be more from the student sides than ours anyway.
So we can check also, ma'am. I'll just open that sheet where we have the batch strength. So
Yes.
we'll keep a track of who all are
Yes.
attending the sessions.
Yes, ma'am.
I think, ma'am, we can start if you
Yes, yes.
say.
Yeah. I will just fortify myself with this cup of coffee and then we begin. Actually, we got late from coming from college, so I just came in and ready to launch into this.
Yeah. Nice cup, ma'am. I can see the mug.
Yes, yes, and there is a nicer coffee inside this.
That I'm missing being virtual.
Yes, yes. Next time we should have it together. Okay, good evening, students. And we would love if some of you can turn on your videos because अब तो देखो ये Zoom का जाने ही वाला है. You would better get used to people seeing you in person. So can you please turn on your videos at least for the initial few minutes so we can see you and take the session. Then I'll tell you what all will be done. Requesting you to please turn on your videos.
I think that itself will take at least 10 to 15 minutes.
Yes, I believe so because there'll be quick combing of hairs and looking at the backgrounds and all of that. So I hope that you will turn on your videos, and in the interim, we will tell you what these sessions are about. So what we are going to be doing in these sessions, which are planned for, these are called, the marketing training sessions. What is marketing training? So the sessions which we have planned is for marketing के अंदर, what all other roles that are expected and what kind of profiles are there in a marketing role. When you are specializing in marketing, what do you expect from the industry? We would like to take your vision towards your final placements. Okay. So you are currently doing your internship, but believe me, the internship experience is one thing. And in the same companies, when you were to join as a final employee, the workload, the JD, and the experience will be very different. So if you are having a great time in your internship, then beware that if you were to join as a full-time employee, it will be different. And if you are having a difficult time in your internship, then be hopeful that if you were considering that field for your final placement, things are never the same when you are an employee and you are a trainee. So before we pitch into today's session, which is on marketing skills that you need to possess, what Nimisha ma'am and I bring to the table for you is, if you were to do a marketing role in an communication industry. Now, communication industry, can somebody tell me that when I'm saying communication industry, what do they understand from that? What do you understand? And what is your assessment? Communication industry का मतलब क्या है? Wrong on right की चिंता नहीं करो, because that is what we will figure out and learn together. So can I request Nikunj to please unmute himself and talk to me? What is, Nikunj, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I can.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not able to turn on my video. I was traveling and I just
Choose.
I'm out of this.
So are you answering, Nikunj?
Yes, yes. Yeah. So communication industry, what I think can be like the advertising industry, like how they communicate with people about the product and everything.
Okay. So in the chat, I am writing advertising. Okay, so this is number one in communication. Advertising is one industry that we think is in the communication industry. Advertising. Then Dipansh, what do you think? What is communication industry made up of?
I think like it's telecom industry and
And
advertisement also.
okay, so advertising industry.
Yeah.
ठीक है, Utkarsh, what do you think? What is the communication industry? Utkarsh, can you unmute yourself, please? Okay. Anybody else? I can see Arushi. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you understand by communication industry, Arushi?
Is it network industry, network communication or wireless communication?
So you agree with Dipansh when he said the telecommunications industry.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Then Kaushik, what do you think?
Ma'am, yes. So I think that communication industry is any company or an industry which communicates its product to the end user directly. So it
Okay.
can be any company that sells a product.
Okay. So you feel that every company has a communication function, right? So it could be
Yes,
in a
ma'am.
service industry, it could be the FMCG industry, it could be any industry. It will have a communication function. Okay, correct. But if I were to ask about communications as an industry, Shubham, you have something to say?
Ma'am, like Kaushik said, for me also communication is like marketing is all about communication, how you are communicating with your target audience and all. And if we talk about industry like then telecom industry is first, and like sales is the best way to talk with your prospect, your customer. These are two things from my side.
So I'm really so happy we are having this talk because, you know, and Metali, I've taken cognizance, you've written media, absolutely correct. So, sabse pehle, I would like to tell you that, you know, what is marketing? Before we even get into media and communications and advertising and various other fields and descriptions, what is marketing? So, can I actually have a quick discussion that, you know, to all of you who've done your 2 semesters and now you're into an SIP position. आपके हिसाब से marketing है ही क्या? Kunjal, can I hear from you, please? What is marketing?
Ma'am, market. Sorry, ma'am. Like I am traveling, ma'am. Give me a minute, ma'am.
Don't worry, तुम बोलो आराम से. We'll still make out. That I just want to hear your views. What is marketing before we get into anything?
Ma'am, marketing is like placing your product or service into the market, wherein like you come send it to your customers, target audience, ma'am. Make it available for the target customers.
But Kunjal, if you were to keep your product in the market, doesn't it come under distribution? So is marketing distribution?
Ma'am, it's not only distribution. It is a combination of, ma'am, distribution, advertising, communication with the people, and making like placing it properly in the market, ma'am. So it's a mixture of everything.
So if you say that it is about making consumers aware, then that is advertising. To marketing kya hai? Nikunj, any views?
Yeah, ma'am. For me, marketing is making like being profitable while satisfying consumer wants.
To be profitable. So to be profitable, okay, that is one end of the continuum, because then possibly we are not looking at the consumer. आपको तो profit हो रहा है, पर consumer को क्या हो रहा है? तो क्या
Yeah, I
marketing?
said, I said the same, ma'am, that being profitable while satisfying consumer wants.
While satisfying. Okay, how do you satisfy the customer, Nikunj?
By providing the product that meets their
So
Yeah.
by providing the product. And how do you provide the product? What is that
After-
process called that you are providing a product? What is that process called?
that process, like
Sorry?
providing a product.
Sales?
Yeah,
Sales.
sales.
Okay. So who said this? Who gave the
Nikunj,
response? Sales?
I'm Prerna.
Okay, Prerna, thank you. So sales. Let me ask you all one simple question before we do anything. Is marketing sales?
No.
Ma'am, sales comes under marketing.
Sales come under marketing. तो फिर marketing क्या है?
Marketing is all about like planning, distributing, and all these activities combining and makes the thing that is called marketing and satisfying the end customers.
Okay, Deepansh.
Yeah.
ये जो definition हम BBA से पढ़ते आ रहे हैं ना कि planning, organizing and satisfying the customer, BBA की वो पहली ही किताब से पहले chapter से, उसका end goal क्या है? आपने ये सब जो प्लानिंग ऑर्गेनाइजिंग किया, या कोई अभी मुझे ये भी कहेगा कि मार्केटिंग इज 4 P's, कोई कहेगा मार्केटिंग इज मार्केटिंग मिक्स, कोई कहेगा कि भाई प्रोडक्ट को हमें सामने लेके आना, पर एंड गोल क्या है?
For the customer.
To satisfy
To sell the product, ma'am.
मिताली, टू सेल द प्रोडक्ट,
Customer loyalty.
To satisfy.
तो कस्टमर लॉयल्टी से क्या होगा? व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट स्टेप? कस्टमर लॉयल हो गया, फिर उसके बाद
Continuous buying.
continuous buying. So we are coming to sales. I am
Yes.
asking you, is marketing sales? Rohan.
No, ma'am, marketing is not sales, but marketing is something which starts from understanding the consumer needs, what consumer wants. Then it goes to like creating that product, and then it's like creating, then after that creating the awareness of the product in consumer, and then it's like selling those products to the consumers, and then it's like after sales services, like if the how the consumers are
Rohan,
happy. Yes.
just step back from your answer and think. ये सब लंबा चौड़ा प्रोसेस कर क्यों रहे हैं? कर क्यों
Ma'am,
रहे हैं? So that we
to conduct business or to make profits.
to conduct business, to generate profit through what?
Ma'am,
Sales.
sales.
To sales.
Sales. I am just asking you, pick your own brains. Vijay, can you talk to me please?
Actually,
What is
marketing
the
is
difference?
identifying the need of customer and then fulfilling it is the marketing.
Vijay, you identified the need of the customer. फिर क्या किया आपने?
Fulfill करने की try की उसको.
Fulfill कर दिया तो क्या हुआ उससे?
Customer satisfy हुआ उससे.
क्या करने से satisfy हुआ? बीच में क्या हुआ?
And we added
Yes.
value to the customer.
We
Sales,
did. We did,
Sales.
but we sold, right?
yes,
Why
ma'am,
do we
sales.
shy away from this? Don't, abhi ye na ek honest class hai, okay? We are not impressing anybody. We are just talking to each other. ये बात किसी को नहीं पता चलेगी, only between you, me and Nimisha. ये सब करके बेच ही रहे हैं ना भाई. हम क्या कर रहे हैं कि हम पता कर रहे हैं कंज्यूमर को क्या चाहिए, तो मुझे ये नहीं ये बेचना चाहिए, तो मैंने वो प्रोडक्ट बनाया, उसमें मैंने वैल्यू भी ऐड करी, फिर मैंने उसमें पैकेजिंग करी, मैंने प्रोडक्ट बढ़िया से तैयार किया, मैंने प्राइसिंग देखी, मैंने टारगेट ऑडियंस आइडेंटिफाई करा, मैंने सेगमेंट देखा, मैंने उसको पोजीशन किया, मैंने एक एडवर्टाइजिंग एजेंसी हायर करी, मैंने पीआर के लोग लिए, सब कर लिया. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे हुआ क्या? सेल्स. और सेल्स करके भी मैं नहीं चुप बैठ रही हूँ, उसके बाद आफ्टर सेल्स or customer loyalty, so that what the customer comes back to me for what? Repeat sales. So I have just a very basic questions to you, all of you stalwarts of marketing who are going to be brand ambassadors of IBS Mumbai. Is marketing sales?
It comes under sales.
It comes under
It comes
sales,
under
ma'am.
sales.
It's a
Okay,
branch.
in between, I would request all those who are typing in the chat box, it'll be better that if you speak to us. Such a great discussion ma'am has floated. So it'll be good that if you all unmute yourself and contribute. So that will give rise to a good learning discussion for all of us. Please don't write, unmute and speak. Yes, please continue. Shubham, you are saying something.
Marketing is like an umbrella and sales is part of that. तो जब sales होगा तभी company anyhow profitable होगी. ठीक है? For like if we are doing marketing, जितने भी आपने steps बताए, तो we are building a relationship with our customer. ठीक है? रिलेशनशिप बिल्ड करने से कोई कंपनी की ग्रोथ तो नहीं होगी ना. जब सेल्स होगा तभी कंपनी की भी ग्रोथ होगी और तभी कस्टमर भी एक्सपीरियंस करेगा हमारे प्रोडक्ट को और तभी रिलेशनशिप बनेगा.
मैं तुम्हें एक सच्चाई आज ये बताना चाह रही हूँ, इफ यू एग्री विद मी, कि सब ये मोह माया है. हम ऐसी मार्केटिंग कह रहे हैं, एट द एंड ऑफ द डे तो सेल्स ही हो रहा है ये. क्योंकि अगर सेल ही नहीं हुआ, कैन आई यूज द वर्ड घंटा, क्या करोगे? मार्केटिंग क्या है? एट माय एज आई एम टेलिंग यू दैट. ओके, सो बिफोर I ask you anything, I will quickly give my introduction to you. So you all know me. I am Professor Priyanka Dhingra. We have Dr. Nimisha Mishra with us, and I am very proud to introduce Nimisha ma'am because she's a doctor. Okay, और जो डॉक्टर नहीं होता है वो कंपाउंडर कहलाता है academics में. So I am not yet a
Not
doctor.
at all this. Nahi, madam, please.
So I am a professor today, but what is my background? Why am I talking to you? Is because I come from industry. So after my MBA, I worked in advertising, media, and sales. Okay, and where all did I work in sales? I have worked with right from Mercedes-Benz, वो बेची मैंने. Hawkins Cookware, कुकर पतीले बेचे मैंने. Raymonds में मैंने काम किया. Reebok में मैंने काम किया. बिरला सन लाइफ में मैंने काम किया. And believe me, ऐसा नहीं कि मुझे हर जगह से निकाल देते थे तो मैं इतनी जगह काम करती थी, but because I wanted to change. Okay, so this is my work experience, and today with all of that work experience, I'm asking you, is this difference between marketing and sales? It is sales at the end of the day, or do you still think it is something wildly different and you are all going to become marketing managers? What do you think? Prerna.
So, ma'am, I'm working with GeoMart, which has our senior from IBS who's 10 years back, who passed out 10 years back. And he's currently at a position where he's doing the marketing. What I currently do not, at least I know from my SIP that I do not want to do this job like sales on field. I'm okay to do cold calling. I'm okay to sit at one place, but I don't think I'm meant for a field job. Door-to-door selling is what I'm currently doing with GeoMart. What he does is he ensures that sales happen, and he finds out what is the unique selling point, what is the problems that are there at the ground level, and how can he resolve that to increase sales. So I think marketing has more of not marketing per se, but business strategy making and trying to understand what is going wrong at the bottom level, for which if you've never worked at the bottom, you're not.
The thing is that we may speak whatever great English, whatever lovely language we might speak. What you are saying is that कि marketing sales ही है, पर कुछ field पे होती है और कुछ office में बैठ के होती है, मुझे office में बैठ के करनी है. This is what I'm understanding from what you are saying. कि marketing है तो sales, पर मुझे field पे नहीं जाना है, मुझे office में बैठ के करना है. I'm hearing you. I'm understanding what you're saying. But then in a sense you are agreeing कि हाँ मेरा senior भी 10 साल का senior है, पर करता तो sales ही है, चाहे वो computer पे बैठ के कर रहा है, SEO, SMM से कर रहा है, टारगेटेड मार्केटिंग से कर रहा है, इनबाउंड मार्केटिंग से कर रहा है, कंटेंट जनरेट कर रहा है, पर कर रहा सेल्स ही है. Yeah. So then are we agreeing one by one that marketing is a euphemism for sales? एक अच्छा word है ताकि हमें घर पे ये ना बोलना पड़े कि हम सेल्स करते हैं. Is that what it is really?
Yes, ma'am.
तो I think दीपांश तो मान ही गया, ये ऑनेस्ट बच्चा है कि देखो घुमघुमा के ये sales है, प्रेरणा
मैम
है.
मेरे को ये जो प्रेरणा बोल रही है उसको फील्ड जॉब नहीं करना है, मेरे को फील्ड जॉब करना है. कोल्ड कॉलिंग इज लाइक कॉल काट देते हैं, आपको बोलने भी नहीं देंगे, कॉल काट देंगे मुंह पर.
वो हम अभी देखो प्रेरणा की जब आवाज सुनेगा ना कोई तो नहीं काटेगा.
हमारी आवाज
वो तुम समझो, वो तो होगा बेटे. अब वो तो देखो लड़कों को एडवांटेजेस हैं, पर कहीं तो लड़कियों को भी एडवांटेजेस है ना. तो वो तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकती कि तुम्हारी आवाज ही सुन के कोई फोन काट देता है. God bless you. But right now my query to all of you is marketing sales? Just think it over. Tell me, what do you think? Either you agree with me that yes, at the end of the day marketing is sales, or you feel कि नहीं भाई marketing sales तो नहीं है, तो फिर क्या है? Let us have a discussion, because before me and ma'am get into कि media communication related marketing skills क्या है, पहले ये तो clarity ले लेना कि भाई marketing क्या है. So let us have this discussion as to first what is marketing, and then we will get into this deal about various kinds of roles in marketing and how sales figures into it. But first of all, what is the difference? So can I talk to somebody like Neeraj? Can I hear from you, please? Neeraj, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Neeraj, so what do you think? What is the difference really? Is it all sales or is marketing any different? So before we get into any role discussion, JDs, and what all should you be prepared with, a quick clarity on what is this difference between marketing and sales?
Ma'am, if I say, then from my point of view, marketing is you get to know what customer needs through various campaigns and any XYZ formula you apply in marketing. You get to know what is the demand, and then you create it, and then sales come in the end. At the last, your motive is to sell that product, but how you will sell it? So from sales, like if you want to sell something, you need marketing. You can't sell without marketing.
That is so obvious, right? That you cannot sell without a market. But are you not also saying that it is all about sales? So you assess the needs and you create a product and you place it and you create all value around it at the end of the day to sell. Neeraj, is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
तो फिर हम sales पे ही हैं अभी तक.
Ma'am, I need to add the point. Is
Yes,
Ritik here, ma'am?
Yes,
Ma'am,
Ritik.
basically, marketing is both buying and selling the products. It's basically to promote the buying and selling of product or services. Like we do marketing also to hire people. We do sales for our product as well. So it's not only sales, but it's both buying and selling.
So Ritik, what you are talking about is B2B and B2C. है ना? तो आप जो बात कर रहे हो वो है सेल्स पर ही, पर जो बिजनेस बाइंग है वो B2B है और जो कंज्यूमर बाइंग है वो B2C है, पर है सेल्स. Mithali,
if we are hiring, okay, sorry.
Yes, Ritik, please carry on. I'd love to hear you out. Bolo.
Ma'am, if we are hiring someone by promoting anything, it's buying and it's not selling. हम अपने कंपनी के लिए अगर मैं अब एम्प्लॉय को हायर कर रहा हूँ तो मैम मतलब उसमें अपना क्या बोलते हैं एडवर्टाइजमेंट दिखा के उनको and अपना हर चीज दिखा के मैं उसको एक हायर कर रहा हूँ, तो मैम वो भी मार्केटिंग के अंदर में आता है. एंड मैम इट्स अ बाइंग थिंग and not a sales part.
Okay, but still, are you selling a concept? Are you not selling a concept that this is a great organization and you should join me when you are hiring people?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm just wanting ki, other than sales, are we looking at anything else, Mitali?
Ma'am, in my opinion, marketing is sales. Because I'll just share one experience. I have a 2 years of work experience in IDFC Bank. So I was hired as a marketing manager, but the end role was sales, sale of the product. So what we had to do is we had to segment the product, target the right audience. But all this was done to make the sale at the end of the day and to retain the clients. So in my opinion, whenever we do advertisements, we do promotions, whatever we do is all related to sales. So marketing is not anything different other than sales.
Okay. If we all agree with this, then shall we proceed ahead? Anybody has anything else to add to it other than that? Okay, so we are agreeing more or less कि marketing का end goes to sales ही है. Anybody has anything else to say कि मानने में मुश्किल तो लग रही है ये बात, but then it makes sense. मानने में मुश्किल लग रही है.
स्टिल एंड गोल सेल्स नहीं है, उसके बाद भी तो आता है. सेल्स के बाद भी हम कस्टमर से
विजय, वो मैंने बोला ही है कि सेल्स के बाद आता है आफ्टर सेल्स, सेल्स के बाद आता है CRM, सेल्स के बाद आता है रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट. बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे, व्हाई आर यू मेकिंग ऑल ऑफ दिस एक्सपर्ट एफर्ट्स एंड स्पेंडिंग मनी to get them back to buy more from you? Vijay?
यस यस मैम.
Yeah. So मैं कह रही हूँ, सोचो एक बार अच्छे से दूर तक सोचो कि चलो हमने बहुत अच्छा आफ्टर सेल्स रखा. Our people are everywhere. We do a continuous relationship with our buyers. If you were into real estate or are into luxury markets, and you would be calling those customers to some meets. एक बहुत अच्छा सा हम डिनर्स कर रहे हैं, गेट टुगेदर्स कर रहे हैं, या हमारे आफ्टर सेल्स वाले बहुत अच्छी सर्विस दे रहे हैं, या हम सोशल मीडिया के थ्रू उनको रीच कर रहे हैं. पर ये एफर्ट कर क्यों रहे हैं हम? So that the customer stays with us. And why do you want the customer to stay with you? You are not a political party कि तुम्हें भीड़ दिखानी है. Even political party भी सेल ही कर रही है अपने कॉन्सेप्ट को, अपनी आइडियोलॉजी सेल कर रही है पॉलिटिकल पार्टी. तो मैं आपको कह रही हूँ कि सेल्स ही हो गया ना एट द एंड ऑफ इट. तो क्या रहा इफ नॉट सेल्स? Anybody has anything to add? तो फिर आपको यहाँ हम लोग ये B स्कूल में आप जो करते हैं, you want a marketing specialization? No, you want a sales specialization. अब ये मैं कहूँ, अगर मैंने यहाँ IBS में मार्केटिंग की जगह सेल्स स्पेशलाइजेशन ले लिया होता ना, तो आप लोग आते ही नहीं इसके अंदर. So many of you would have said कि इससे तो मैं फाइनेंस ही पढ़ लूँ, सेल्स नहीं. Is that a thought with us? It's an honest thought. I remember that when I was doing my MBA, my parents used to tell me कुछ भी कर लेना पर sales मत कर लेना तुम. ये सड़क के ऊपर साबुन तेल नहीं बेचोगी तुम. You know, that is what you know. This is what we think that marketing is. Are we wrong? Are our parents wrong? Is our assumption wrong? Is marketing sales? कुछ और है क्या? Anybody before we close on it? Aparajita, I can see you. Ketan, Piyush, Darshan, Abhishek, anybody.
Ma'am, I have a question. Then why we use marketing as a term or a subject instead of using it as a sales management or sales then why we use marketing, not sales?
Yes, we shouldn't. झूठ बोल रहे हैं हम सबको.
So, ma'am, are you agreeing to the point that marketing is sales?
Are you agreeing, Aparajita?
No, actually, because in my opinion, it's like marketing is about awareness. Like,
nahi, Aparajita, awareness is advertising. Marketing is not awareness.
It's a part. Advertising is a part of marketing, right?
Advertising is a part of marketing.
Like, it's a very wide scope.
Aparajita, everything is important now. The 4 P's or the 7 P's, each one is equally important.
Yes.
Each one. So, you know, how the social media, how has e-commerce changed the way we buy today? Aren't we all buying so much more online? I'm sure you would have placed one order today somewhere online. So every P of marketing is hugely important. So advertising is definitely important. I'm asking you, what is marketing? Advertising is an important part. You are saying sales is an important part. This is what is marketing? At the end of it, goal kya hai? What is the goal? Why do you advertise? Why do you advertise? Do you know how much it costs to advertise? I have worked in advertising for more than a decade. Even a 10-second ad which you see in a popular television program like बीच में KBC था or any of these high TRP programs, it is as much as 3.5 lakh रुपए for 10 seconds. IPL में और ज्यादा, hugely expensive. तो ये सब भी करके वो विराट कोहली ये कह रहा है या क्रेड के एड में actors आके they are making fun of their own selves, या actors are saying something, influencers are getting in, Justin Bieber ने कुछ आके बोल दिया तो दुनिया पागल हो गई. You've got all of these social media influencers, international stars. Billions of dollars is being put into this industry which is called advertising, but to gain what?
Ma'am, can I add something?
Definitely, Kavita.
Ma'am, in my opinion, I feel that marketing is something we do. If we do the right marketing of our product or services, then the sales will automatically happen. Like if we segment and target and position a brand properly, then automatically sales will fall in right place. So I think.
So Kavita, are you saying कि अगर बिना सोचे समझे कर लिया तो sales है और सोच समझ के कर लिया तो marketing है? Is that what you're saying? इतना ही फर्क है.
Without thinking or just like that for sales, it's going to be very hard and it's going to be a waste of time also, because then we have.
अगर आपने so what you're saying सोच समझ के कर लिया तो time बच जाएगा, पर करनी sales ही है ना?
Yes, because we have to project it, we have to find the customer's needs and accordingly.
वो सब मैं समझ रही हूँ कि आप अच्छे से do your STPD, do your positioning statement, do your POPs and PODs, get it in advertising agency, get digital advertising agencies, do a great PR about your product, do all that. सब कुछ बहुत अच्छे से. End goal क्या हुआ? Product should move off the shelf. That is called sales only.
I'm also to build customer relationship and brand.
Definitely, Kavita. To do what? Customer relation for what? So that they come and buy again and again and again.
Loyalty amongst the customer of our brand.
Yes. बहुत अच्छे words लिखते हैं. Loyalty. ये यार क्या कर रहे हैं भाई साहब? At the end of the day वापस आए और खरीद के जाए, लाला जी के गले में पैसा जाए.
Ma'am,
yes.
Ma'am, it's like marketing is like understanding the need of the customer and then making sales. It's like understanding what the customer wants and pitching the right customer and selling the product to the right customer. Until the end goal is sales. But if the person doesn't want anything, for example, if you are selling a pen, if the person does not want a pen, kitna bhi try kar lo, you will not be able to make the sale. So it is actually understanding what the customer wants and then market the right product to that right customer.
Divya, you are a communication champion. So you spoke very nicely that marketing is sales. That is what you have just told me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
End goal is sale, but to the right person.
So end point is sale to the right person. End goal is loyalty of the right people. End goal is to profit. End goal is this. End goal is that. End goal is sales. So marketing is sales. Okay. That being said, कि आपको गलत बताया गया है, ये मार्केटिंग मैनेजमेंट का कोर्स ही गलत है, ये सेल्स मैनेजमेंट होना चाहिए, कोई कंपनी मार्केटिंग में हायर नहीं करती, करवाती सेल्स ही है. That being said, I am telling you, marketing is not sales. Okay, let us absorb that. सारा डिस्कशन करके मैं ये बता रही हूँ आपको कि मार्केटिंग इज नॉट सेल्स. Then what is marketing? So before anything else in marketing, understand a very, very key concept, which I will ask you with an example. When you step out to buy coffee, अगर मम्मी ये नहीं बताती कि क्या, मम्मी कहती कॉफी लेके आ जाओ, खत्म हो गए, मेहमान आ रहे हैं, आप जाके कौन सी कॉफी मांगते हो दुकान पे?
Nestle or brew, ma'am.
Nescafe, more Nescafe, some bit brew. But have you actually walked down the aisle of a departmental store close by? Have you seen how many coffees there are? अब अगर दिमाग चलाओगे तो लगेगा कि हाँ एक टाटा गोल्ड भी आती है, हाँ एक स्लीपी आउल भी आती है, और ऐसे ऐसे आजकल तो 1000 तरीके के नाम है. स्लीपी आउल, अवेक, स्पैरो, many kinds of coffees are there. But when we step out, we think Nescafe. अगर मैं आपको स्लीपी आउल का एड बताने को कहूँ, यू थिंक कि क्या एड था, देखा तो ब्रू का क्या एड है, हाँ शायद वो एक हस्बैंड है एक वाइफ है. पर अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं नेस्कैफे के एड में क्या आता है, 80% पीपल इन दिस सेशन विल सिंग द ट्यून, हो शुरू हर दिन ऐसे, हो शुरू हर पल ऐसे, नेस्कैफे. When your maid, she will tell you, my maid tells me, भाभी सर्फ खत्म हो गया है. I don't get surf in the house. It's been years since I use surf. I think I'm buying a Tide or an Ariel, but my maid tells me सर्फ खत्म हो गया है. छोटे बच्चे, आप पूछोगे क्या लेके आए तुम्हारे लिए, मेरे लिए कैडबरी लेके आना. क्या उनको कैडबरी ही चाहिए? किटकैट से भी बहुत खुश होंगे वो, क्योंकि उनको चॉकलेट चाहिए. But they say Cadbury. If I give one of you some very important questions कि भैया अब तो एग्जाम बैठ के तुम्हें कमरे में बैठ के देना है हमारी आंखों के सामने, जो जान निकल जाएगी उसके बाद में तुम देखोगे कि प्रियंका मैम कैन यू गिव मी अ फ्यू क्वेश्चंस, मैं आपको एक पेपर दे देती हूँ, ये क्वेश्चंस हैं, तैयारी कर लो. सबसे पहले आप क्या करोगे, आपके फ्रेंड्स क्या करेंगे उस पेपर का? जेरोक्स करवाएंगे.
Ma'am, photocopy.
Photocopy. But don't we call it Xerox?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Xerox.
ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
what we are talking about is the brands are top of the mind. They're legendary brands. Which is the beauty soap of the film stars. Actually, film stars कोई इंडियन ब्रांड यूज ही नहीं करते होंगे, कोई नॉन ब्रांड्स यूज नहीं करते होंगे, तो कुछ और ही यूज करते होंगे, भगवान जाने क्या. बट ब्यूटी सोप ऑफ द फिल्म स्टार्स का सौंदर्य साबुन, फिल्मी सितारों का सौंदर्य साबुन, लक्स. What all of this means is, and now what, okay, so these names are known, so what, ठीक है भाई पता है, तो कहानी क्या है? कहानी ऐसी है, when you go to buy Lux, okay, how much would you be ready to pay to buy Lux? कितने का खरीदोगे? Any ballpark figures? Nikunj, how much?
20, 50, 20,
Sorry?
50. From 20 to 50 rupees for one soap.
निकुंज MBA कर रहे हो, मैं साबुन नहीं खरीदने को, कंपनी खरीदने को पूछ रही हूँ.
Oh, okay.
जब भाई MBA कर रहे हो, think big. So how will you, so that gets to the concept of valuation, कि आप कैसे लक्स को क्या वैल्यू डिराइव करोगे. So those who read commerce, economics, something 12th में कभी पढ़ा था, very rough idea. You look at their capital, you look at the factories, you look at their patents, you look at the stocks, you look at market caps, कितना capitalization है, share value, ये करते बड़ा सा मुश्किल concept, एक chartered accountant को लाओगे, CS लाओगे, law firms लाओगे, करते कराते आपने देख लिया कि भैया लक्स का ब्रांड जो है ये 700 करोड़ रुपए का मिलेगा. बट जब आप उसको एक्चुअली खरीदने जाओगे तो वो 1000 करोड़, मतलब these are ballpark figures, 1000 करोड़ का मिलेगा. ये जो 300 करोड़ का जो गैप है ना बिटवीन द ऑन ग्राउंड वैल्यूएशन एंड व्हाट इट इज अवेलेबल एट, 300 करोड़ कोई कम नहीं होते हैं. ये उसकी ब्रांड इक्विटी है. ये ब्रांड इक्विटी कहलाती है इन फाइनेंशियल टर्म्स. ये जो कॉन्सेप्ट है ना, जो वैल्यू बढ़ी हुई है इनकी, this is called brand equity, and this is what marketing is all about. Marketing is to generate brand equity. Marketing is to make sure that the brand has a high equity in the perception of the consumer, and then it reflects in the prosperity of the brand. But this is generally when it is into a merger or it is in a sales takeover. क्योंकि sales मुश्किल, sales के लिए, okay. So let's take again a very small example on sales that, you know, do you remember when you were kids, you would buy these packets of chips? क्यों खरीदते थे हम चिप्स? क्योंकि उसके अंदर क्या निकलता था चिप्स के अलावा? एक टॉय, एक टैजो निकलता था, एक छोटा सा टॉय, कोई गेम, कोई स्क्रैच कार्ड, ये निकलता था. उसके लिए you go to McDonald's and you see how many Happy Meals they are selling. वो जो Happy Meals के जो लेने वाले ग्राहक हैं उनकी साइज देखोगे आप, वो तो 2 चिप्स खा के ही हो जाते हैं, 2 फ्रेंच फ्राइज खा के हो गया, उनके मम्मी डैडी खा रहे होते हैं वो पूरा Happy Meal. और क्यों Happy Meals खरीदे जा रहे हैं? क्योंकि उसमें वो एक टॉय आता है. तो सेल्स, सेलिंग करने का आसान ऑप्शन जो कंपनीज को पता है, जो एडवर्टाइजिंग और मार्केटिंग से कहीं सस्ता है, इज सेल्स प्रमोशन. And sales promotion gets done by 2 ways, consumer promotions and trade promotions. Consumer promotions matlab the incentives which go directly to the consumer, and trade promotions which go to the channel. Nimisha ma'am, I am just wanting to change my washing machine. I went to Croma to buy a new washing machine. I was looking at the IFB one ke jo chal rahi thi. That guy is desperately trying to sell me a Simmons or a Bosch. सेम ही प्राइस है मैडम, इसका बहुत अच्छा ये है, आप ये ले लीजिए, इसका आफ्टर सेल्स बहुत अच्छा है. Despite teaching all of our kids marketing, I bought it. I bought it because he said कि इसका आफ्टर सेल्स अच्छा है. पर मुझे पता है कि वो क्यों पुश कर रहा है, उसको मार्जिन मिल रहा है उधर से. So trade promotions and consumer promotions are the best ways to do sales, and they really do not cost as much as advertising and all of these other things cost. और sales हो जाती है. तो sales के लिए इतनी धक्का मुक्की नहीं है. Sales हो जाती है. आप प्रमोशन लगा दो, कुछ भी बिक जाता है. अब बिग बाजार की सेल लगती है, लोग इस तरह स्टैम्पीड की हालत तक पहुंच जाते हैं क्योंकि एक लाइजॉल के साथ एक कॉलिंस फ्री मिल रहा है और हम भारतीय पागल हो रहे हैं उसके पीछे कि आपको ये के साथ ये फ्री, उस फ्री के चक्कर में गॉड नोज व्हाट विल वी बाय. मतलब my husband really gets bothered कि ये 15 पे क्यों खरीद के लाए हो, मतलब do you take a shot in the night or what do you do with it? But because on that deal I get a deal. So sales is like that. Yeah, sales gets done through consumer promotions or trade promotions. So marketing is the bigger goal. Marketing is about building the equity of the brand. Or I can say something to wrap it up in a little simpler way. Marketing is about creating win-win situations for both the buyer and the seller. तो काफी लोगों ने आपके जो आप मुझे जवाब दे रहे थे, what I was cataloging those answers, I agree to that extent that yes, marketing is about creating win-win situation for both the buyer or the seller. Not just the buyer, not just the seller. अगर सिर्फ बायर का फायदा हो रहा है और सेलर का नुकसान, उसे बिजनेस में है क्यों? Believe me, business is about generating profits. Why? Why are profits justified? Because the entrepreneur or the businessman is bearing a risk, and for the risk there is a return. So the profit that he earns is justified. और अगर सिर्फ सेलर का फायदा हो रहा है तो कंज्यूमर एनी विच वे मूव कर जाएगा as soon as there is a competitor, and there are no monopolies in today's market. There are no monopolies. So to survive, they will have to be competitive. So marketing is about creating win-win situations for the buyers and the sellers, or I can say that marketing is about building equity of the brand. Anything to add to this before we get into what today's topic is all about? Neeraj, you have something to say. Shubham, you are saying something?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, go
Okay, ma'am. Shubham, wait. So, ma'am, I was asking, ma'am, you used the name of Croma, like you went to Croma and you purchased it. Ma'am, why only Chroma? Like, why was the
No,
first?
again, you know,
That
because
was just an
Chrome,
example.
that was an example, not just कि मैं क्रोमा ही गई थी, मैं actually गई.
नहीं,
मैंने
ma'am, I
actually
understand.
खरीदा कहीं और से, but just to tell you guys because you're familiar with it.
Ma'am, exactly. Now this brand like Chroma and everyone, they did such type of marketing, or it is a inbuilt trust nowadays that everyone, there are Reliance footprints, there are other brands even, but we use Chroma or we go for कि नहीं पहले online देखते क्या है, सबसे पहले आजकल online search करते, then we go to off, you know, you go and purchase from somewhere. So ma'am, Chroma has come up with like within 5 to 6 years pehle hi aaya, if we see, like it's not been a long time in the industry that Chroma came up with this. So ma'am, we can say that Chroma did some marketing to build its name and trust to make the sales happen, to achieve the end goal from that particular store.
नहीं नीरज, you are missing the point. अगर क्रोमा को सिर्फ सेल ही करना होता ना, they could have put everything on discount. अगर क्रोमा को, if sales was the only goal, they would have put it on discount. You and I would have still bought it. But Chroma is Chroma today because they have invested in the brand. They have invested in the brand to build its equity.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So that is what I'm telling you. That sales is not the end goal of marketing. Sales is the end goal of sales. Brand equity is the end goal of marketing because it converts into much higher money games when the brand gets up for valuation, for the share markets, for all of these finance guys जो finance लेके सोच रहे हैं बहुत कुछ करेंगे, इसलिए करेंगे क्योंकि हम marketing करते हैं.
Yes, ma'am.
So just to add on to ma'am's point and clear what is going on in your mind. See, what we are trying to make you understand, and ma'am with different examples, is that whatever you plan with in terms of 4 Ps or whatever you do, if the sales doesn't happen, nothing will work, right? So if it is 4 Ps or what ma'am is saying that marketing is to brand equity, see, sales is, or you can say that sales is the foundation. So we cannot run away from sales. We have to accept. And then I have heard that many people say, I mean, students say that what do you want to do? I want to be a marketing manager. Marketing manager, listening this designation, of course, is a very fascinating one. But then until and unless you know what constitutes your market, how are you going to plan for it? And for learning that, आपको बेचना पड़ेगा. जब बेचोगे, then only you will understand कि what exactly is happening. Like the, Prerna or someone was talking about her experience during this, JioMart. So until and unless before that, I think she would not have been aware of what exactly the sales all about. Marketing, sales. अब उसे ज़्यादा clarity आई है. Why? Because she sensed it. She went to that level and then उन्होंने समझा कि sales is this. So what we are trying to make you understand, whatever you do, कुछ भी कर लो, at the end, companies are also planning n number of things from n number of direction. Why? Because they want sales to happen, और sales से ही तो वापस आएगा आपका पैसा जो आप खर्च कर रहे हो. और जब तक वापस नहीं आएगा, at the end you are in business, right? You are not doing a charity. So sales is something that as a marketing specialization student, you need to accept this word sales and you need to learn it properly also if you want to grow further in sales.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
So that being said, what ma'am has put so well in these words, that marketing, let us now come to the topic today. That marketing, sales is a big part of marketing. It is the foundation of marketing. Till there is no sales, nothing else will move. So sales is, and without doing sales in the initial years of your career, you don't get into marketing because, so marketing, a lot of people say is about understanding consumer sentiment, getting consumer insights to be building strategy. How do you do that if you haven't got your hands dirtied in the market? So So distinction between marketing and sales is this, that marketing is about generating brand equity. Now let us come to the basis, and that is the various roles of sales which are available in the market. Now, whatever that you are experiencing in your internships right now, believe me, sales is very different than that. So neither should this encourage you, and certainly it should not discourage you. Because when you get into the sales, which you have to initially, you must, then you realize that, there is a lot of inputs that go into sales. One is of course the strategy bit, which is about STPD and going to the right target markets and understanding, deciphering consumer needs, and then creating your sales pitch for the same product. The pitch is different depending on the target audience, because every consumer is going to use that product in a different way. So intelligently, sales needs wisdom. It needs you to be street smart. It needs you to be wise, even more than well-read. So you need to understand the needs of the customer, and that is the way you pitch the product to them. So there is this distinction between marketing and sales, but we begin our careers with sales, even if we have to move across in marketing. Now, I told you at the initial bit of the lecture that I have this many years, and across these fields, I have been into sales. Sales is addictive. Sales has fabulous money. You don't earn anything comparable to what you earn in terms of a job that has to do with sales. I have been there, done that, so I'm telling you with confidence that what you will earn when you are a part of the sales team, it will take very long to get that kind of money. And why not? Why not begin your careers with aplomb, great amount of money, and then you progress in your careers. You will have enough experience of what are those consumer insights. Nobody writes them and gives it to you. You need to experience it to be getting those consumer insights. During these 3 days, today, tomorrow, and the day after, which is the last session, ma'am and I will take you through various industries and how sales is done in these various industries. So today we thought that we will talk to you about media. We will talk to you about advertising. We will talk to you about PR. We will talk to you about social media. We wanted to talk to you about various avenues within which, in terms of communications, where there are jobs which are actually about sales. So what are these jobs? How different are they than what we assume them to be or perceive them to be? And how do we get ready to enjoy this stint in sales, earn great money, and then look forward to jobs which may be called marketing or whatever, but we begin with sales. So a lot of you, I saw the profiles of very many people from the list that was given to me, that you're doing your internships in ad agencies. So I will, let me just see in case any of you are in this session.
Before that, we have Hemant sir also with us. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Hemant sir, good evening. You are with us, sir?
Sir is there, yes.
Okay. So I was just looking at the Excel sheet, and then I'll check. Nimisha ma'am, I'll just read out the names. Just check the participant list if any of these guys are there.
Okay.
So Bhavna Thakur, are you there, Bhavna?
No, Bhavna is not there.
Then Disha Bhanushali.
Disha is also not there, ma'am.
Hatim Shirazi.
Hatim.
Yes, Hatim.
No, ma'am. He's also not there.
Then Prarthna Rai.
Prarthna. No.
Or Swati Sharma.
Swati is also not there, ma'am.
So no worries. Good thing is that before the session, in fact, yesterday, I spoke to a few of them. So these names, guys, I was taking their names because they're specifically working in ad agency or digital marketing agencies. So in this group, I see that there are many of you who are working in ad agencies. You are working in digital marketing agencies. Like Prerna said that you are with Reliance Creative Labs or Jio. And then we have Magnic India में काफी सारे लोग हैं. Outlook में है काफी लोग. I think Kavita, you are with Outlook group.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we have many students who are with Tenhard, again in media. And then there are few in retail in this group of students who are present today. Kavita, can we begin with you that what is the role that you have in your current SIP and what is basically the objective?
Ma'am, currently we are given the project of marketing plan to come up with a product that will increase the sales of or we feel that is necessary or new in the Outlook group. So we are supposed to come up with a magazine that is not there currently with the company. And there is one more task we've been assigned, that is of marketing strategy. As in, we've been given 5 options on which we have to do our research and submit the report. And also prior to this, we were given a sales task in which we had to sell the subscriptions of Outlook. So these are the few tasks.
So the second one, which you said looks to be new product development, where you are suggesting that what all kind of magazines and products can come out from this.
Sorry, ma'am.
The second thing that you said that you are doing research on new products that could come out of Outlook. Is that it?
Yes, ma'am. We have to actually develop a marketing plan. We have to come up with a product and why we are introducing that in the market. What would be the STP and the product differentiation. So all the parameters that we have been given by our company guide. So we have to develop that for a new product.
Makes sense. Thank you so much. So considering that so many of you are working in ad agencies and media, so let us begin with media. And then I will come on to advertising agencies mein jo log hain, and then me and ma'am will talk to you about digital marketing. So what we will try to do in these sessions is that we will give you a broad picture as to what are the skill sets that you need to hone, what are the extra certifications you should be doing, how should you gear up for careers which are not specifically in these very companies that you're working in, but similar kind of industries. So that is why we said that communication is an industry which has various verticals. It has got media, it has got advertising agencies, it has got agencies of record, it has digital marketing agencies, it's got social media companies, it's got PR agencies. So बहुत तरीके के roles हैं for which you can look forward to and prepare yourself, because there will be certain common skill sets that you will require if you're looking at any kind of jobs in this communication industry. And somebody also said that even if you're working for an FMCG company or a services company, at the end of the day, there are certain skill sets which will be very common, or there will be communication departments which will be there in all of these FMCG companies or services companies. So let us look at, firstly, what is the expectation, and then how do we develop these skill sets. So when you work in media, when you're working with the media company, let us take many names that broadly, So when you're working in media, you could be working for Benetton Coleman, okay, which is Times of India. You could be working with Hindustan Times, you could be working with Jagran, you could be working with Indian Express, you could be working with a magazine, Business Today, Outlook. So any of these magazines, newspapers, dailies, weeklies, eveningers, any kind of papers and all. What do you think right now? What kind of sales would you be doing when you think of media related sales? Because we decided कि हम sales की बात करेंगे आज. Because at the end of the day, marketing begins with sales. We start our careers with sales, so might as well be better equipped with knowledge and develop ourselves so that we can move into marketing. So when we say media related sales, what comes to mind? Nimisha Srivastava, you are in the
yes, ma'am. If you allow, can we ask? Can we get to know what exactly do they understand by the term media? And when you say newspapers or the types of medias which are there,
Absolutely.
what is their understanding? I think that will guide us to go ahead and then talk about sales and media. So let's have an interactive session. You all are not here just to be on mute and we to speak. What is your understanding of this term media? And what all different types of medias are present here, or you know? Can we have quickly answers on that? Please raise your hand. Or should I start calling the name? Parishi, Dipanj, Arushi, Abhishek, Darshan. क्या हम लोग अपने आप से बात कर रहे हैं? Okay. So we have one. Kaushik, बोलिए.
Yes, ma'am. So basically, the first thing that comes to our mind when we talk about media is absolutely, like, obviously social media. Basically Instagram is popular nowadays, and the influencer part, that is all there. The second thing that is very widely known and very widely used is newspapers, according to me, because in India most people read newspapers on a daily basis, and they usually
So
see
Kaushik, just to
the
add,
ads.
can I say print media for that? Can I use
Yes,
this
ma'am.
word?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
So yeah, social media and print media is there. The third thing is the third way is by way of hoardings that are there, the banners and the hoardings that are on the roadsides and that are used. So that is there. So these three, I think, are the most widely used and most communicative to the
Okay,
consumer.
so Kaushik, just to summarize what you said there are three types of media. One is print, social, and outdoor.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what? Okay. Dipanj, what is your say in this?
Like the media is like a medium as a bridge, like between the seller and a buyer. If the seller wants to sell something, they'll just give an ad or communicate with the buyer. So there are print medias.
Dipanj, wait. So you mean to say seller and buyer? So a company use media just for those who want to buy.
Just
That's
for
it.
awareness. No. For awareness to like brand awareness.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is like a bridge between the consumers and the business. So there are like print medias, social medias, and we can also say and just like, so, yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, so print, social, and then what you said is that media is what? It acts as a bridge to communicate.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, then we have, I saw one more individual who, is there anyone who wants to contribute further?
I'm providing content through any means. It may be television or OTT platforms also in that case.
So Vijay, television, do you remember what did we use the word for television when we were in class? Which media type will it be?
I'm not.
Okay, broadcast.
Yeah.
ठीक है, Nimisha, yes, Nimisha. देखो, Nimisha is talking to Nimisha, ma'am. Yes, Nimisha. Your answer should be perfect because you're Nimisha.
I hope. So, what I feel media is basically any medium for communication. It can be anything. It can be print, it can be social media, vlogs, YouTube, television, as you mentioned, broadcast. It can even be any electronic media or any mass media in a way. So billboards, and even in the older days when wo Dindora Peet ke bolna, it's also a kind of
that was the medium that they used to communicate.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so I think we have a fair understanding, especially for those. I don't know about all those who are in mute, ma'am. So we can go ahead with the discussion with this kind of understanding type. So they have a fair understanding of media types and the role which it plays.
Absolutely. So what do you think that in all of these media agencies that you mentioned, broadcast media, print media, radio, cinemas, internet, social media, what kind of sales jobs be available? क्या बेच रहे हैं?
Ma'am, information.
What kind of information am I sure?
Like if there's a new product that is being introduced, then when advertising is done, basically we are providing the customers or potential customers the idea that this is something that
मीडिया सेल्स में मीडिया में जब आप सेल्स जॉब कर रहे हो, व्हाट आर यू सेलिंग? आप इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में काम कर, तो आप या आप आउटलुक में काम कर रहे हो, व्हाट आर यू सेलिंग?
Ma'am, so it's a service that we are selling. Then, like, जहाँ we will be taking a brand and we will be creating an image of a brand in a positive way in the market.
नहीं, take an example and tell me. So you are telling me कि आप एक ब्रांड मतलब आप इंडियन एक्सप्रेस को लेके उसका ब्रांड बिल्ड करेंगे, ये मार्केटिंग कर रहे हैं आप, ये सेल्स कर रहे हैं आप.
Ma'am, if I am into like an agency, ma'am, so मैं एक example
मैं आपसे मीडिया का एग्जांपल मांग रही हूँ, so that we can let's cover that. Jay, you are saying something.
Ma'am, subscriptions.
So when we work for a media agency, we sell subscriptions. I think that is what Kavita also said, that is what they are doing, right, Kavita, at Outlook?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, we were supposed to sell the subscriptions.
Okay. Any other view of क्या sell कर रहे होते हैं? सबसे बड़ा देखो, जब हम कुछ बेच रहे हैं, we are generating revenue. एक मीडिया एजेंसी कैसे रेवेन्यू जनरेट करती है? उनको भी अपनी प्रेस चलानी है, न्यूज़पेपर का कागज खरीदना है, इंक खरीदना है, न्यूज छापनी है, जर्नलिस्ट को पे करना है और अपना बिजनेस चलाना है. वो बेच क्या रहे हैं?
Advertisement.
Ma'am, advertisement.
Ma'am, audience. Ma'am, the audience they have means the reach they have.
Ma'am, there is
So
two things. Sorry. Go on, sorry.
Go ahead, Kunjal.
Yeah. Ma'am, there is two things that they are selling, ma'am. First is, ma'am, the advertisement from where they earn, ma'am. वो एक चीज है, and the data that they are collecting. That is one of the resources this agencies earn, ma'am. Which I know.
I get it. Then we are again getting some answers. They are selling news and information. They are selling content. Anybody else? What do you think? अगर आप Astha Agarwal, can you unmute yourself? Astha Agarwal, are you there? Okay, then Dhanika Vyas, are you there? Achal Arora.
Yes.
Okay, Achal. So when you're working for a media agency, which could be a newspaper, what are you selling?
Ma'am, sorry, I could not hear you. When I'm working for a media agency.
I'm saying, suppose you're working for a Times of India.
Okay.
What can you sell? आपको अगर वहाँ sales job मिलता है, क्या बेचोगे आप in a media agency?
न्यूज बेचेंगे वहाँ पे.
न्यूज कैसे बेचोगे बेटा?
मतलब उनको कॉल करके हम प्रोडक्ट के बारे में अवेयर करेंगे कि ये ऐसा टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया एक ब्रांड है, यू कैन इंस्टॉल द ऐप और यू कैन रीड द न्यूज़पेपर.
तो उसको सब्सक्रिप्शन कहते हैं. आप सब्सक्रिप्शन बेचोगे, राइट? कि आपको और कंज्यूमर्स लाओगे जो कि टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया को पढ़ें, राइट आंचल?
यस मैम.
थैंक यू सो मच. देन आकृति शाह. You will have to respond. नहीं तो ये sessions का कोई मतलब नहीं है. Then me and ma'am might as well take these 15 people who are actually making an effort. I know you are all tired, so are we, but we are just trying to understand it better. You will have to unmute yourself and talk, otherwise you don't really get attendance for it.
Or then we'll have to take the other hard way that those who are not responding, we'll have to shift them to waiting room. But that will be quite kiddish because now you all have started working and you know what is the meaning of the term responsibility. So we don't expect this kind of behavior. So everyone, yes. So everyone, please be there with us. And in case you're not at a place where you can contribute, better would be don't join. But if you're here with us, please contribute, because this is for you only. And don't think that you will gain something just being on mute. Quickly raise your hand, those who want to speak on this.
Himanshu has raised his hand. What do you want to say?
Ma'am, I would say if you consider the example of Times of India. So for selling that, we'll be having two parts, B2C, wherein we'll be selling the subscription, which gives people the easy access to information they might not otherwise get easily. And if we talk about B2B, it will be a medium that they'll be providing so that the companies can, spread the message or advertisement that they want to get to consumers.
Thank you, Himanshu. Good answer. Megha Srivastav, you were saying something?
Ma'am, I was talking about advertisement at that period of time and the subscription thing, which is already being covered. So I lowered my hand.
So the thing is that absolutely correct that there are two kinds of. Kavita, you are saying something, Bache?
Yes, ma'am, I would like to add that if you ask that what are we supposed to sell, then it is most probably the USP and the service of the product and the features that we sell to the customers, because and how it is differentiated in the market amongst all other brands. That will make our sales increase.
So Kavita, what you are saying is that what will you use to sell? So USP, how are you different? How are you better? Are tools to sell. But what are you selling? What you're selling is two things when you're working for a media agency. Guys, I'll wrap this up so that we can move to the next topic. So what you're selling when you're working for a media agency, like broadcast media or a print media, let's talk about these two because ये अपने आप में बहुत बड़े हैं categories. So you sell two things. One is subscriptions. But subscription कितने का होता है? कविता, when you sell Outlook का subscription कितने का बेचते हो आप?
Ma'am, minimum it is of Outlook money 749 and then it goes to 1500.
749, what do you get?
Outlook money, and that is
how long? कितने time का subscription है ये? Annual? Annual. तो 700 750 एक साल का subscription है. और कुछ है इसके अंदर या बेसिक पैकेज यही है? कविता?
Ma'am, that's the minimum I've told. We have 5 different magazines. That is Outlook, Weekly, Traveler.
Highest वाला सबसे जिसमें सारी magazines सब included है वो कितने का annual?
Highest annually is Outlook Weekly, which is approximately around 2,500.
2,000. Okay. तो आपका 800 रुपए से 2,500 रुपए का साल भर का सब्सक्रिप्शन है. It's a very small ticket size. It is a very small ticket size. तो इससे क्या हो रहा है? ज्यादा से ज्यादा ये जो पैसा जो हम सब्सक्रिप्शन से ला रहे हैं, इससे सर्कुलेशन कवर होता है मैगजीन का. That is all. It's a very small ticket size. तो 800 रुपए का एक सब्सक्रिप्शन या 2,500. आई अप्रिशिएट कि वो भी बेचना बहुत बड़ी चीज है इन टुडेज मार्केट व्हेन एवरीबॉडी इज शिफ्टिंग ऑनलाइन. कविता, नॉट टू अंडर एस्टिमेट व्हाट डिफिकल्टी इज, बट फैक्ट ऑफ द मैटर इज दैट दे आर वेरी स्मॉल टिकट आइटम्स. और आप कितना भी कर लोगे वो इतना ही पैसा होता है कि सर्कुलेशन कवर हो जाए. अब आप सोचो हर शहर में वो न्यूज़पेपर छप रहा है, जा रहा है, डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो रहा है. इट्स अ वेल ऑयल्ड मशीनरी ऑफ पीपल हु आर गोइंग एंड डिलीवरिंग द न्यूज़पेपर. और न्यूज़पेपर 7 बजे से लेट हो जाए तो लोग घर से, मतलब पीपल डोंट हैव द टाइम टू रीड. सो इट हैज टू रीच बाय मैक्सिमम 7:30 एंड बिफोर. 4 बजे से काम शुरू होता है. तो वो सब्सक्रिप्शन जो है ना वो तो इतना ही कवर कर लेता है कि सर्कुलेशन मैनेज हो जाए. तो अर्निंग कहाँ से है? अर्निंग है फ्रॉम व्हाट अ लॉट ऑफ यू सेड, स्पेस मार्केटिंग. स्पेस कौन सी? मैगजीन्स और न्यूज़पेपर के अंदर जो खाली जगह है जहां पे हम एड देते हैं, तो वो है. इनफैक्ट आई हैव वर्कड विद द इंडियन एक्सप्रेस एंड अ कपल ऑफ अदर न्यूज़पेपर्स एंड डेलीज. हमें क्या लगता है कि न्यूज़पेपर का काम क्या है? खबर छापना. बट टू सर्वाइव, जब खाली पेपर के अंदर सबसे पहले एड्स की सेटिंग होती है, जहाँ प्रेस में छपता है ना, when you go to the press, जो न्यूज़पेपर प्रेस, मैगजीन प्रेस होती है, मैं गई 4 कलर प्रिंटिंग, ये प्रिंटिंग, वो प्रिंटिंग, रात रात तक मैंने वहां पे देखा है क्या काम होता है। पहले एड्स के स्टेंसिल लगते हैं, तो मास्ट हेड विच इज द टाइटल ऑफ द न्यूज में टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया लिखा हो वो छपता है, नीचे की लाइन छपती है जिसमें कॉपीराइट, एडिटर्स नेम, मुझे जो मैंडेटरी वो छपती है, और फिर सबसे पहले एड की स्पेसेस होती हैं। और अगर आप अखबार ध्यान से पढ़ते हैं तो आपने देखा होगा कभी कभी, रेयरली बट ऐसा होता है कि न्यूज कई बार आपको लगता है ये आधी रह गई, क्योंकि वो एड के लिए वो जगह ऊपर से लगा दी गई। सो बिकॉज their survival is that is the product, the space that they sell. और ये स्पेस इतनी महंगी क्यों है? कि अगर आप एक कॉलम सेंटीमीटर्स में बेची जाती है, स्पेस इन अ न्यूज़पेपर इज इन कॉलम सेंटीमीटर्स, कॉलम सेंटीमीटर इतना सा। तो अगर आप एक बेसिक 10 by 10 कॉलम सेंटीमीटर का भी छपवाते हो इन अ प्लेस, इन अ न्यूज़पेपर लाइक टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया, तो वो भी 25,000, 50,000, 1 लाख, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द फ्रंट पेज, बैक पेज, मिडिल पेज, स्पोर्ट्स पेज, एंटरटेनमेंट पेज, बिजनेस पेज। तो जिसका जो टारगेट होता है वो उस पेज पे छपाना चाहता है, और वो बहुत महंगा होता है। Why do you think this is so expensive? Why do you think media is so expensive? So that we say ना advertising is very expensive, because जहाँ वो ad डलता है, छपता है, वो मीडियम बहुत बहुत महंगा है। Why do you think कि इतना महंगा होता है न्यूज़पेपर में छपाना?
Ma'am,
Because
because
it
of the
reaches
customer
mass
base that they
audience.
have.
Yes, Himanshu, absolutely correct. That because let us call that customer base the reach of the publication. तो जितनी रीच ज्यादा होगी उतना हाई रेट होगा, और वो एड एजेंसी आप ही के पेपर में छापेगी क्योंकि आपकी रीच बहुत ज्यादा है। तो वो जब एक बार छपता है उसका एक्सपोजर बहुत ज्यादा है, उसका सर्कुलेशन, रीच मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 4 इज कॉल्ड द रीडरशिप। तो रीडरशिप बहुत ज्यादा है। रीडरशिप कैसे कैलकुलेट होती है? रीच मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 4, बिकॉज वी अज्यूम कि एक पेपर को 4 लोग पढ़ेंगे, फैमिली साइज देख के कम ज्यादा होके 4। तो रीच मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 4 इज रीडरशिप। तो जिसकी रीडरशिप ज्यादा है उसकी एडवर्टाइजिंग स्पेस महंगी है, डिमांड एंड सप्लाई। ये कौन तय करता है? एनीबडी हैज एनी आइडिया कि तय कौन करता है कि किसकी रीडरशिप ज्यादा है, किसकी कम है? Who decides this कि किसकी रीडरशिप ज्यादा है, किसकी कम है? ऐसे तो हर जना कहेगा कि मेरी तो बहुत लाखों में है, करोड़ों में है, पूरा ऑल 3 बिलियन पीपल सब मेरा ही पेपर पढ़ रहे, बोलेंगे ना ऐसे। पर who decides this? So there is an authority, it is called Audit Bureau of Circulation. तो ये Audit Bureau of Circulation कॉन्स्टेंटली नंबर्स को चेक करता रहता है कि किस न्यूज़पेपर की रीच कितनी है, रीडरशिप कितनी है, सर्कुलेशन कितना है, और उसके बेसिस पे वो एबीसी के फिगर दिखा के रेट तय होती है कि ये अखबार टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया के अंदर तो इतनी स्पेस होगी 5 लाख की, इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में इतनी सी होगी जगह 1 लाख की, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द रीच एंड द रीडरशिप ऑफ दैट पब्लिकेशन। So that is how you do media sales. You first understand कि कॉलम सेंटीमीटर की रेट कितनी है, तो आप पहले देखते भैया तुम्हारी रीडरशिप कितनी है, कितनी रीडरशिप है, कितनी रीच है तुम्हारी, कितना सर्कुलेशन है। किस हर सिटी का अलग डेटा होता है, किसी सिटी में नेचुरली दैनिक जागरण की बहुत ज्यादा रीडरशिप होगी, तो पर अब वो डाउन साउथ तो वहां पे दूसरा होगा, पंजाब में पंजाब केसरी होगा, राजस्थान में राजस्थान पत्रिका होगी, हिंदू भास्कर होगा, डेलीज आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट। वैसे नॉर्थ ईस्ट के अंदर उनके डेलीज होंगे और निश मार्केट्स अलग होते ही हैं। सो इन सब की उस मार्केट को लेके ऑडिट ब्यूरो ऑफ सर्कुलेशन इनकी रेट बताता है कि भाई कितना रीच है तुम्हारा, और उस रीच के बेसिस पे एडवर्टाइजिंग रेट तय होता है। उस रेट के बाद में आप निकलते हो बेचने के लिए, किसको बेचते हो आप? सो हु डू यू सेल व्हेन यू वर्क इन एन मीडिया कंपनी, व्हेन यू आर वर्किंग विद द टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया, हु डू यू सेल दिस स्पेस टू? हु इज योर टारगेट ऑडियंस? किसको बेचने जाते हो?
Businesses.
जैसे कि हिमांशु किस बिजनेस को, अगर आप टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया में काम करते हो, किस बिजनेस को बेचो?
Ma'am, considering if there's a trending topic or maybe something that has been hyped around in the market, consider electronics that has a very hyped condition right now. They would prefer them having the first page, first cover of their newspaper.
Absolutely.
that
What do so suppose Himanshu, you are working for a Times of India. You are a smart kid. You've done your pestle. You know कि अभी बजट ऐसा आया है इन सेक्टर्स के अंदर इंपोर्ट ड्यूटी बढ़ा दी गई है, लोकल प्रोडक्शन ज्यादा होगा, ये होगा, अपना अपना कर लिया, तो अब जाओगे कहाँ पे तुम उसे? ये सब नॉलेज लेके किधर घुसोगे पहले? सपोज यू वर्क फॉर, यू आर सेइंग कि टेलीकॉम इंडस्ट्री इंडिया के अंदर बहुत अभी कैपेसिटी है, ईयर ऑन ईयर ग्रोथ के चांसेस बहुत हैं, आपने अपना पूरा एनालिसिस कर लिया है, यू फील कि सैमसंग को करना चाहिए एडवर्टाइज बिकॉज वन प्लस के प्रोडक्ट्स बहुत आ रहे हैं, आईफोन तो है ही है, सैमसंग शुड इंक्रीज देयर एडवर्टाइजिंग, तो आप कहाँ जाओगे हिमांशु? सैमसंग के ऑफिस जाओगे?
यस मैन, लाइक सैमसंग का जो मीडिया जो सेल्स ऑफिस रहेगा वहां पे, लाइक एडवर्टाइजमेंट ऑफिस,
तो वो आपसे मिलेगा नहीं, नहीं मिलेगा आपसे। So, वो क्यों मिलेगा आपसे? मतलब ही इज वर्किंग फॉर अ बिग ब्रांड लाइक सैमसंग, वो अपनी एडवर्टाइजिंग अगर खुद बैठ के ऐसे ही करने लग जाए कि चलो आज एक पैसे कम है, थोड़ा तेरे पेपर में, ऐसे रैंडम नहीं होता। तो जो बड़े ब्रांड्स हैं वो सब अपनी एड एजेंसी के थ्रू एड प्लेस करते हैं। So Himanshu, where you would have to go is first go and figure out that who's their ad agency, and then go and make a pitch to them कि भैया मेरी रीडरशिप इतनी ज्यादा है, फ्रंट पेज के ऊपर तुम डायगोनल एड डालोगे या मेरा आधा पेपर ही खरीद लोगे या ऊपर का फर्स्ट हाफ ले लोगे, तो लगेंगे तो तुम्हें इतने लाख रुपए, पर तुम्हें रीच इतनी मिल जाएगी एक एक्सपोजर में। ये बात करने के लिए तुम्हें उसकी एड एजेंसी में जाना पड़ेगा। You get me, Himanshu?
yes ma'am.
Yeah. So when you are doing media sales, please understand that one is that media में आप बेच क्या रहे हो, आप उनकी स्पेस बेच रहे हो। अगर आप ब्रॉडकास्ट मीडिया में बेच रहे हो तो आप उनका टाइम बेच रहे हो, टाइम स्लॉट्स बेच रहे हो कि एक सीरियल के बीच में 3 जगह पे 45 सेकंड के स्लॉट्स आते हैं, आप उस स्लॉट बेचते हो। और आप किसको बेचते हो? एफएमसीजी ब्रांड्स को बेचते हो, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक आइटम्स वाले को बेचते हो, किसी को भी जो लाइक यू सेड वो ट्रेंड कर रहा है, पर वो डायरेक्टली नहीं मिलते आपसे, वो अपनी एड एजेंसीज के थ्रू। नाउ इंटेलिजेंटली आप सभी सोचो कि अगर कंपनी ने एक ब्रोकर रखा है, एड एजेंसी एज ए मिडिलमैन एक्चुअली एक ब्रोकर ही है ना एड एजेंसी, भाई वो अपनी फीस तो ले ही रही है ना ये सब एड प्लेस करने के लिए, तो अगर वो डायरेक्टली प्लेस करेंगे तो उनको फायदा ज्यादा है। अगर आप डायरेक्टली जाके सैमसंग को मिलते हो तो why wouldn't they place it with you? Why do they want to route it through an ad agency? Ad agency तो उनको फीस लेती है। What do you think guys? वो डायरेक्टली करेंगे या नहीं करेंगे? Are you understanding my question? What I'm asking?
Yes. Can you repeat once?
I'll repeat it. What I'm asking is that I'm just giving you a situation. You're working for a Times of India, and you think, having looked at the budget, looked at the GDP, looked at inflation, looked at how the economy is moving, you will look at how much are the people in the Gen Z, Alpha generation, कितने mobiles हैं, कितना penetration, ये करते करते you figured out कि भैया handsets का business पे focus है। तो आपने सोचा कि चलो सैमसंग से बात करो। तो सैमसंग से बात करने के दो तरीके, एक तो डायरेक्ट सैमसंग के ऑफिस, दूसरा सैमसंग की एड एजेंसी के थ्रू। डायरेक्ट जाने में क्या फायदा है कि ब्रोकरेज नहीं है, क्योंकि जो आपकी एडवर्टाइजिंग एजेंसी वो अपनी फीस ले रही है सैमसंग से। तो आपको एड एजेंसी के थ्रू जाना चाहिए या डायरेक्ट जाना चाहिए?
मैम
डायरेक्ट जाना चाहिए। कौशिक, व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
I think via the agency. Because the agency has a like Samsung has a trust on the agency, and they think Samsung thinks that what the agency would recommend to them would be the best option. And
Right.
if the agency
Even
is
if
saying that we should,
Samsung does trust its ad agency, but Samsung also trusts Times of India ना। Times of India तो कोई छोटा ब्रांड है नहीं, उसी में डायरेक्ट एड डालने की बात हो रही है, तो वो बीच में एड एजेंसी को क्यों ले रही है?
Ma'am, because if they bring in the ad agency in between, ad agency will add someone who specialize in advertising, like who specialize in giving advices to companies whether to advertise or not, how much to advertise, what shall be the costing and
अच्छा, तो वो
everything.
उस
I think there
एडवाइजरी,
is
ठीक
some
है, आई गेट यू कि वो पर
uh,
एडवाइस एडवाइस एक बार ले
ad,
ली जा सकती है ना, एडवाइस एक बार ले ली रोहन, फिर बार 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 क्यों हम उसी एड एजेंसी को एम्प्लॉय कर रहे हैं? मेघा, यू आर सेइंग समथिंग?
Ma'am, I was saying the same thing, that going through an ad agency, they'll be able to help us and them also. So what kind of advertisement is to be portrayed and with all that stuff.
So I'll tell you, आजकल क्या होता है that there are independent creative boutiques. तो वो ना क्रिएटिव जीनियसेस होते हैं, उनके प्रोडक्शन हाउसेस होते हैं, स्टूडियोज होते हैं, बहुत जबरदस्त एड्स क्रिएट करते हैं. तो देखो, मैं अगर सैमसंग हूँ, मुझे एडवर्टाइज करना है, एक जगह टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया बैठा हुआ है और एक जगह की बहुत क्रिएटिव एजेंसी बैठी हुई है, और मेरे यहाँ पे भी तो ब्रांड मैनेजर्स हैं, सेल्स मैनेजर्स हैं, मार्केटिंग मैनेजर्स हैं. हमने असेस किया कि हम टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया में डालते हैं, बहुत अच्छा एड हम एक प्रोडक्शन हाउस से, रेड चिली से, किसी से बनवा सकते हैं. एड एजेंसी की जरूरत क्या है मुझे? तो एड एजेंसी की हमें और सभी ब्रांड्स को इसलिए जरूरत पड़ती है क्योंकि जो एड एजेंसीज होती हैं, ये लोग क्या करते हैं कि सैमसंग तो चलो सपोज साथ में 6 बार ऐड दे देगा, ठीक है, 7 बार दे देगा, बट एड एजेंसी के जो कस्टमर्स हैं सारे, उनमें से तो कोई ना कोई रोज एक ऐड देगा. तो एड एजेंसी क्या करती है, बिकॉज आई कैन टेल यू दिस बिकॉज आई वर्क विद आरके स्वामी BBDO फॉर मोर देन अ डेकेड, which is an ad agency. So what the ad agencies do is that they contact Times of India at the beginning of the year and they buy the entire newspaper. Entire newspaper means the entire advertising space. जितना भी साल भर न्यूज़पेपर छपेगा, जितनी जगह है, वो एक शॉट में टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया खरीदता है. नाउ आई एम श्योर यू आर ऑल अवेयर इनफ टू नो कि जब आप बल्क में खरीदते हो, आप मैसिव डिस्काउंट पे खरीदते हो. तो एड एजेंसी एक बहुत डिस्काउंटेड रेट पे ऑलमोस्ट पूरा न्यूज़पेपर खरीद लेती है एट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द ईयर, एंड देन वो अपने कस्टमर्स को वो जगह बेचती रहती है एज पर देयर नीड. वो क्योंकि उन्होंने डिस्काउंट पे खरीदा है तो उनके पास तो रेट का मार्जिन है ही है, तो वो अपना प्रॉफिट रख के फिर भी एक प्रॉफिटेबल रेट के ऊपर अपने कस्टमर्स को वो स्पेस बेच देती है. दैट इज व्हाई big brands don't directly deal with newspaper or media houses, they go through their ad agencies.
So ma'am, like do they like buy sections या पूरा newspaper ही?
जैसे कि Mindshare, just Google it, Mindshare is one of the biggest media agencies in India, across the world actually. They have the capacity to buy the entire newspaper, but they also intelligently buy big chunks across various media. सिर्फ ये कि टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया नहीं पूरा का पूरा खरीद लिया, बिकॉज सपोज टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया डूब जाता है, बंद हो जाता है, तो इनका तो रिस्क हो गया ना.
So like वो लोग बहुत सारे
अलग अलग जो, तो what they do is, बॉम्बे में टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया के अंदर वो 3-4 महीने की डील कर लेंगे, दिल्ली में हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स कर लेंगे, श्रीनगर में उनका लोकल डेली कर लेंगे, कर्नाटका में कुछ कर लेंगे. ऐसे करके हर जगह के जो टॉप रेटेड एज पर द ऑडिट ब्यूरो ऑफ सर्कुलेशन जो हाईएस्ट रेटेड न्यूज़पेपर्स हैं, उसमें बल्क बुकिंग्स ले लेते हैं एंड दे हेज देयर रिस्क. तो अब क्या होगा कि जब सैमसंग को या नेस्ले को या हिंदुस्तान लीवर्स को एडवर्टाइजमेंट देना है, वो डायरेक्टली मीडिया से डील नहीं करते, वो अपनी एड एजेंसी को बोलते हैं भैया ये एड है डील. और वो जो आई एम टेलिंग यू, अगर कभी आपको अपना ये सुंदर मुखड़ा अखबार में छपवाना पड़े, होपफुली व्हेन वी आर अलाइव ओनली, मरने के बाद तो छपते ही हैं, तो अगर हमें अपना मुंह छपवाने के लिए टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया में जाना पड़े, इट इज अनअफोर्डेबल. बट इफ यू वर टू गो टू एन एड एजेंसी, यू वुड गेट इट मच चीपर. बट देन एड एजेंसी की अपनी बात होती है, तो अपना मुंह तो नहीं छपा सकते. बट जोक्स अपार्ट, जो ब्रांड्स हैं, they have an annual deal with that ad agency and then they get it for much cheaper. So this is the relationship between brands, media houses and media sales. Are you clear with this, guys?
Yes ma'am.
Yeah. Now all of you just tell me, because this is all that me and ma'am will tell you today, because we have some activity to give to you. Are you clear with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you. So I'll just quickly repeat what, so far we have discussed 2-3 points with you, because I want to wrap it, because there's a small activity we'll give you. What we have talked to you about today is that difference between marketing and sales. Okay. So marketing is different than sales. Sales is not marketing. Sales is sales. Marketing is about brand equity. Marketing is about creating win-win situations for buyers and the sellers. Marketing is more about strategy. It comes under the strategic domain. Marketing involves people who have at least 10 years industry. In their initial grounding, they prefer people who come from sales, because you have consumer insight. You understand ground realities. You know how to work with teams. You know how to get teams to work together. So team playing, जो skill set आज हम बता रहे हैं, सबसे बड़ा team playing, leading teams, taking initiative, important skills जो किसी किताब में नहीं है. Then communication, persuasion. Now all of you whose heart sank that मुझे तो English नहीं आती, communication is not English. There are companies who come on campus who say we want a student who can speak in Marathi, speak in Gujarati, speak in Punjabi, can manage Tamil, Telugu, क्योंकि customer अंग्रेजी नहीं बोलता. Consumer कौन है? कौन है consumer? आज के दिन में आप student हैं. Consumer कौन है? आपकी mother. Consumer कौन है? A lady my age who doesn't speak English. So sales में communication मतलब clarity of communication, not Queen's English, not Shakespeare. So you need to be good at communication irrespective of the language that you know. Definitely you are studying for a B school, so improving your English will be a huge benefit. But English के लिए मैं एक ही बात कहूंगी आपको कि 12वीं क्लास पास करके भी जब आपके कोई कजिन्स या आपके फ्रेंड कॉल सेंटर ज्वाइन कर लेते हैं, 3 महीने में अंग्रेज की तरह बोलने लगते हैं. वो इतनी सी ही बात है अंग्रेजी. वो 3 महीने के रिफ्रेशर कोर्सेज होते हैं. अपने ही कॉलेज में IBS मुंबई में देयर इज दिस रियल चैंपियन फेलो कॉल्ड प्रोफेसर गणेश मनी. वो आपको जनार्दन से जॉन बना देते हैं 3 महीने में. तो इंग्लिश की बात ही मत करो. इंग्लिश सीखनी है, सीखनी चाहिए. इट्स द लैंग्वेज ऑफ बिजनेस. कल को बॉसेस के साथ बैठोगे तो थोड़ा ना गुजराती बोलोगे, तो ना मारवाड़ी बोलोगे कि पंजाबी बोलोगे, इंग्लिश बोलोगे. उसके लिए सीख लो, पर सेल्स के लिए, मार्केटिंग के लिए नहीं. सेल्स मार्केटिंग के लिए तो कम्युनिकेशन चाहिए, पर्सुएशन चाहिए, पर्सनैलिटी चाहिए, अ वेल रेड माइंड चाहिए, पेस्टल चाहिए, स्ट्रैटेजी चाहिए, GDP की समझ चाहिए, इन्फ्लेशन चाहिए. क्या फर्क पड़ेगा ये यूक्रेन रशिया के कॉन्फ्लिक्ट का हमारे ऑयल प्राइसेस पे, व्हीट पे, हमारे एक्सपोर्ट्स पे और हमारी पूरी इकोनॉमी पे? वो चाहिए, किताब में नहीं. तो ये गांठ की अक्कल कहलाती है, विजडम कहलाती है, स्ट्रीट स्मार्टनेस कहलाती है. CGPA नहीं कहलाता. ये CGPA नहीं. CGPA इतना आना चाहिए कि हम वो कंपनी का शॉर्टलिस्ट में आ जाए कि चलो भाई हमारा 7 के ऊपर है, 6.8 के ऊपर है, 8 के ऊपर है, सिर्फ शॉर्टलिस्टिंग के लिए. मार्केटिंग सेल्स में ओके, कम्युनिकेशन इज द स्किल दैट यू नीड. तुम जिस लैंग्वेज में फ्लुएंट हो उसी को पॉलिश करो. इंग्लिश सीखो जरूर, क्योंकि यू आर एक्चुअली अ बी स्कूल ग्रेड. इट इज एन एक्सपेक्टेशन, नॉट अ रॉन्ग एक्सपेक्टेशन, नॉट अ डिफिकल्ट एक्सपेक्टेशन. 3 महीने लगाओ, जनार्दन से जॉन बन के खत्म करो इसको. जस्ट पुट इट ऑन द साइड. It's not worth more than that. So communication skills, persuasion, reading every scrap of information. Now that scrap of information could be actual physical newspaper. It could be a newspaper which you downloaded on your phone. It could be any app that you follow. But please stay away from this scam called InShot. कि भाई 4 लाइन ऊपर की पढ़ के और हमें सोचो मुझे तो सारा ही पता चल गया, आपका कुछ भी नहीं पता है. Make groups like these, do brainstorming. टीचर्स को उठाओ रात रात को कि प्रियंका मैम, निमिषा मैम आप आ जाओ, हम रात को 8 से 9 न्यूज डिस्कस करेंगे, हमें ये पढ़ना है. You see what a difference you will make to yourself. At IBS, we get companies who pay anywhere from 6 lakh rupees to 30 lakh rupees. इस बार का IAS was around 17-18 lakh rupees. ये आपकी मेहनत पे डिपेंड करता है कि आप 5 लाख की तरफ जा रहे हो कि 17 की. ये साफ साफ बात है कि आप क्या मेहनत कर रहे हो. Are you discussing today the hottest topic is Ukraine Russia? What do we really know about it? तो ये तो सब कह रहे हैं कि भाई यूक्रेन इज द विक्टिम एंड रशिया provoked and no they are aggressors and they are invaders. I want you to discuss from Russia's point of view. वो क्यों ठीक है ये करने के लिए? Then we are talking. That kind. वो in short से नहीं आ. तो मार्केटिंग में बढ़िया से जॉब्स करने के लिए कम्युनिकेशन, पेस्टल जिसमें इकोनॉमिक्स बहुत बड़ा पार्ट है, पॉलिटिक्स बहुत बड़ा पार्ट है, टीम वर्क, लीडरशिप, परसिवियरेंस, टेनासिटी, ये स्किल सेट जरूरी है. उसके अलावा आई जस्ट टेल यू. प्रेरणा, यू हैव अ क्वेश्चन.
Ma'am, it's just a sharing, like when you said about Ukraine and Russia, जो on field knowledge मिलती है. We got the news that they were supposed to attack, or they've attacked Ukraine in the morning at our gate meet at 9 in the morning at Thane, and then that day the head came up and said जितने तेल बेच सको बेचो. इंटर्न्स को भी बोल दिया बेचने वाले हो बेच दो because rates are going to go high. एंड हमने फिर क्वेश्चन किया कि सर आपको कैसे मालूम सर, तेल का कोई रखा होगा उन्होंने गोडाउन में, एंड देन दे विल सेल इट अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर रेट. तो लाइक अगर तुम बिजनेसमैन होते तो वुड यू मेक द बेस्ट ऑफ द मोमेंट इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन इन द वर्ल्ड? तो मैंने बोला सर आउट ऑफ माय कॉन्शियस नो, दे वर लाइक देयर आर पीपल हु विल डू इट, सो दे विल गिव अस रेट higher than what our app is selling. So sir, that day the Mumbai zone sold the highest amount of oil, and convincing for the customers were also that only that Ukraine ने Russia ने attack कर दिया Ukraine पे तो तेल का भाव बढ़ेगा. So one customer, ma'am, like shops, we are concentrating on Horeca, which is the hotel, restaurants and cafe industry. Ma'am, they took like 15 tins of oil or 15 liters, ma'am, which was very astounding to me because इतना कौन लेता है मैम? मतलब हम लोग 2-3 तेल के डिब्बे रखेंगे, but when it was on field it was different.
So Prerna, the thing is that right now we are not in the position to discuss the morality of it. Okay, these are big conglomerates, and when you step into the market you will see so much. So when you become the decision maker, then look at how you would want to run it differently, better, morally, ethically. But yes, knowing what is happening in the market is what is going to make you a successful person in business. So language set aside, communication. Look at communication. That is number one. Understanding the industry, number two. So today I hope that when you go back and you reflect upon what we spent these 2 hours upon, we discuss the difference between marketing and sales. That sales is achieved with incentives. That's the best way to do sales. You add any incentive, you sell. Marketing is about win-win situations for buyers and the sellers. Marketing is about building brand equity. Marketing is not about buying one Lux ka sabun. Marketing is about buying the brand Lux. Then we spoke about media sector. Nimisha ma'am told us about what is this sector about. You answered about what is your understanding of the sector. And now I'm trying to weave it that we are just talking about print media, broadcast media. Print media, broadcast media ke andar, what is the thing that is sold? What is the product that is being sold in this industry? It is space. In terms of broadcast media, it is time, which is called a slot. On radio, it is a slot. On the internet, there are these banners, pop-ups. So there is something to be sold. This is the real estate. This is the real estate of communication. Communication industry में आप real estate बेच रहे हो, वो real estate है, वो जगह कागज पे है या हवा में. और आप कैसे बेचोगे इसको? डायरेक्टली अगर आप जाओगे तो आप when you are doing micro marketing, yeah, you are doing a regional marketing, तब आप you walk into stores. जैसे आप लोखंड वाला मार्केट में कुछ प्रमोट कर रहे हो, you walk into the stores. You are promoting something in Ballard Estate or Nariman Point or Churchgate, you walk into those stores. But when you are doing Times of India wala national sales, then you don't walk into stores. Then you go to the ad agencies, because the ad agencies have already bought the newspaper at better rates and they're selling off small parts. So, and you go and you do bulk deals. कि आप 6 महीने तक Times of India में ये ad place करो Samsung का, मैं आपको ये rate better दे दूंगा. So you give them that benefit also, क्योंकि आपको भी bulk business मिलता है उससे. So guys, this is the way media sales happen. Okay? Ask me any question before we give you an assignment to do. Any questions that you have?
Ma'am, how will we know that we are inclined towards something like print media communication or print media marketing?
Yeah, so that's a good question, Prerna. The wider question should be that I don't know why I took marketing. How do I know whether I want to do marketing itself? And then why media and why this sales and why sales? The only way I know, ऐसे तो बड़े philosophical answers मिल सकते हैं इसके. But I believe in one thing which has stood true to me for all of these years that I've been into marketing. Guys, can you hear me? Am I audible, visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You are audible, you are visible.
Yeah. So, the only way that I know to answer you, young people, is that when you pick up a newspaper, and I hope you're picking it, and especially when you're picking a business daily, what news attracts you? Are you reading about financial markets? Are you reading about marketing? Are you reading about FMCG? Are you reading about what is happening in social media, digital? What news attracts you on a consistent basis? That should tell you your level. Where is your interest? That is the only way of knowing it. Pick up a book, try to read about it. Does it catch you? Otherwise, move on, try something else. So the only person who knows what you should be doing is you yourself. Parents wish you the best, but they are not clued into what is happening currently. Me and ma'am, we can try to mentor you and give you inputs from our ends. We haven't met you. Your friends, least said the better about them. Hum bhi doobenge, tumhe le doobenge sanam. So the only person who really knows you is you yourself. And how will you know what you should be doing is what interests you, because your interest, it has to be a passion actually, not interest. Because your passion will sustain you on a job that begins at 9 a.m. in the morning and you get out of the office at 8 o'clock in the night. You don't do sarkari naukri 9 से 5 तो किसी की भी नहीं है ना. तो आपका इंटरेस्ट होगा तो आप सस्टेन करोगे and never run after money. Money की खोज में निकल जाओगे तो बर्न आउट हो जाओगे कि मेरे काम का पसंद नहीं है, 6 महीने की सैलरी 7 महीने साल भर के बाद में you can't. Go for a job where your passion lies, then money will follow you. So read, what is it that interests you? That is the only way of knowing that which is the right career for. So other than that, no other questions on media. So what we would like to tell you before we leave you today is that this is not a lecture where we are giving you an assignment ki abhi khatam karo, hum check karenge. That is not the intent. We are here to show you and mentor you on prospects. Tomorrow we have another topic to take with you. Third day, yet another. So for today's topic, we would request each and every one of you to do an analysis of the sector that you're currently working in. So you find out that, okay, I am working with, say, Outlook. Who are the competitors of Outlook? How many? Who are the substitutes to Outlook? So competitors are direct, who are into broadcast and print. Substitutes are all your social media channels. Substitutes are all of these apps which are coming. Substitute is anything that takes away from your current customer. So look at this entire competitive space and look up their websites. Find out what is the product that they're delivering, what kind of people do they hire. कई जगहों पे तुम्हें contact us मिलेगा, कई जगहों पे तुम्हें vacancies मिलेंगी. एक बार जाकर जहाँ SIP कर लो, उस group का study करो, एक competitive study करो, and find out what are the skill sets that are required there. And Indian marketing is a no-brainer. But then what? So their communication is one, written and spoken communication, a key skill. Practice it today. Abhi time hai. 2-3 महीना इस पे काम कर लिया, कोई रोक नहीं पाएगा तुम. You have facility at IBS Mumbai. हम तो दोनों हैं ही हैं. There are many experts at IBS Mumbai who will hold your hand. Tell us, what do you want? So work on your communication, your written and your oral communication. Do brainstorming. Create groups. Abhi how many are we? Some 37 people. Even if 5 people form a group out, that let's meet every evening. Let us discuss world affairs. Let us discuss each sector. Let us do a brainstorming के मीडिया क्या है, FMCG क्या है, सर्विस क्या है, रिटेल क्या है, मैगजीन्स क्या है, डिजिटल क्या है, सोशल मीडिया क्या है, सेल्स क्या है, इनमें you will be way ahead of all your other compatriots. So for today's assignment, I would request each and every one of you, make a list of competitors and substitutes. Go to each website, find out what their core products are, and look at the skill set that they require. They would have posted somewhere. Naukri pe unka koi ad aaya hoga, kabhi LinkedIn pe aaya hoga, koi profile, kabhi Times of India ke Ascent mein aaya hoga, kahin na kahin pe aaya hoga, kyunki wo ek mandatory requirement hai. Even if companies hire through references only, but it's a mandatory requirement to put in their JDs and vacancies. Make a list. And if you can make that list, find out the common topics which you should be prepared with. Call me and ma'am again, and we will hold your hand a little further in that journey. That is what we will leave with this promise to you today. So do that assignment. But tomorrow when we meet, we will not be touching upon this. This topic of media today is done. Tomorrow, there is another topic and then the last one. So join us tomorrow for some more, it is like me and ma'am can just throw a torchlight. There is so much that we don't know together, but we will at least throw a torchlight that your path is a little more lit than it is as of right now. Ma'am, anything else that we need to speak to the group today?
No, ma'am, you have covered it so fantastically. And just to add on to the assignment that you have, told them to do, while you are, exploring the information that ma'am has asked, your aim should be, say, it could be what kind of information. Your aim should be that if any company from any such sector comes for placement, you should have a fair understanding of its functioning, the products and all. So that base should be ready. So getting a job opportunity in that sector should be your focus while you are exploring the information. That's what we, ma'am, if I'm not wrong, that's what we want. Yeah. So that's what we want you all, so that you are ready beforehand, before this placement season starts. That's what our aim is, right? And that will be possible only when you will not be just the listeners, rather you will be the one who come on your own and ask questions rather to us. कि हम जो prepare करके आए थे, हम जो सोचे वो हमें बोलने का time ही ना मिले. We are just answering these, questions. Ma'am, think of that situation.
Looking forward to it.
Ma'am, where can we submit? Like, we have collected, but we don't know if you're right or wrong in the way we've collected, or if there's some data that you can help us with. So, ma'am, where do we send it? Can we email it to you, or how?
What data you're talking about, Prerna?
So, ma'am, suppose I want to personally get into FMCG is what I see myself today, or retail, basically, a larger picture. So something on retail, like if I want, now I'm doing Reliance, so I know a lot about it already, but our competitors in Reliance, JioMart, they say Zomato, Hyperpure, we have Udaan, they're all competitors. So if I want to get into these companies, I also need to know what their unique selling point is, why they still in the market.
Absolutely. So it would be very, very interesting to take this further from here, make a group of students who are looking at similar interests, and we will then start getting people from placements. And they will tell you that how many such companies come, or how do you contact them? What are the skill sets that they have come to ask us for? What are the kind of questions? Because every time a student gets through, we make a note of all that they were asked. So we will then be able to do a very specific kind of preparation. But right now, today, I wouldn't advise you to stick to one sector, because as the year progresses, marketing is very dynamic. You will see many more new things coming and they may catch your interest. Definitely start preparing on that. Make a group, meet us, let us know. Of course, you can email me anytime in Nimisha ma'am, and we will make the next step to today's meeting. We would like to maneuver it in that direction. We will make these groups. We will get placement in charges in the group. We will then tell you कि retail में काम करना है, FMCG में काम करना है, branding में काम करना है, तो ये 50 तरह की प्रोफाइल आती है. और ये जो प्रोफाइल आती है तो एक्सपेक्टेशन क्या लेके आती है, कितने पैकेजेस लेके आती है, इन स्टूडेंट्स ये अभी तुम्हारे एल्यूमिनाई कहाँ प्लेस्ड हैं, उनके क्या रोल्स हैं. There is so much information that we have, but ask us. We'll help you.
And also, Prerna, I think the easiest way for you all to start would be start with your SIP company and the sector where you are in. Why? Because you all are getting, acquainted with the environment, the way things go on. So that will be easy for you to start on. Now, once you know that these are information that you look for in understanding a sector, then you can start exploring other sectors, because you would be knowing from where to explore, from what kind of information you need to know. So, but easiest way is to start with your SIP company. Why? Because one reason is during your placement, SIP would be the main one where you will be questioned, and people expect you that you have spent 3 months, so you should have a fair understanding of your work, the company, the sector, the whole, how does it function? So they expect you to have that understanding. So that ways it will help you for your placement process also. So that's what I suggest.
Thank you.
Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for being with us. I sincerely hope that this session gave you some inputs. So, it's up to you that what do you draw out of it? Ask us more. Tell us what do you want to hear. We, of course, have a plan. If you want anything more, get in touch with us. Let us know, because we want these 3 days to be really productive for you. Okay. So, ma'am, do we log out now? Nimisha ma'am? Yeah?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So,
ma'am.
guys, thank you so much. We'll meet
Thank
you
you,
tomorrow.
ma'am.
Thank you so much. And there will be
Thank you,
another
ma'am.
topic to take up.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye and good night. All the best.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night,
Bye.
ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.